Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour of this 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec. Now this is a personal vehicle for our family, primarily driven by my father. So with that being said, I am going to treat this though like a professional review. Now with that being said, the MDX gets a all new refresh for 2025. As you can see, the aggressiveness in the front, you're going to get a new 12.3 inch infotainment system, as we'll discuss on the inside. The A-Spec of course is going to be the sportier option that you can get with all Acura products, and this one is not a A-Spec Advanced, just a regular A-Spec. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started. Here's the key, which as you can see is right here. Traditional Acura key. You have your lock, unlock, trunk release, panic alarm, and remote start. To remote start this vehicle is make sure the vehicle is locked and push down and hold. And that 3.5 liter J Series V6 will start right up. It's going to run for 10 minutes before shutting off. But if you want to turn it off before the 10 minutes are up, just go ahead and hold the remote start function again, and it will shut right off from there. As you can see, as we come up to the front of the vehicle, we are taking a look at the newest interpretation of Acura's Diamond Pentagon grille, which is very nice. You have the Acura logo front and center there. You do have your chicane style LED daytime running lights with your LED projector headlamps, and you do have fog lamps below. And because this one's an A-Spec, you do get front parking sensors as well as rear parking sensors. And what's all new for 2025 as well is that, as you can see, this little area here that's blacked out, which is a part of the A-Spec package, all this right here is going to allow cooler air to come into the engine to kind of keep the engine cool while it is indeed running. Checking out the wheels on tires on this one, we are taking a look again at the Bridgestone Alenza tires, basically the same thing like what was on the 23 and 24 MDXs. And as you can see, this one is on a 20-inch tire, measuring 255, 50 R20s all the way around. Coming up to the door handle, the MDX does come standard with a smart key access system, allowing for easy access to the exterior as well as the interior. By having the key in your pocket, just come up to the door handle, there's a touch sensor inside, put your hand in, and the vehicle will unlock, allowing you to jump inside. Or to lock the vehicle, just close it, tap that button, and the vehicle will indicate locking. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Lunar Silver Metallic, with the A-Spec specific black leather interior with suede accenting coming down the middle. Coming over to the door panel, as you can see, you do have some hard touch plastic material on top. However, it makes up for that down here with some more soft to touch material. You have that A-Spec specific red stitching coming along the side here, as well as up here. You have this aluminum area here, which is very nice. Your Bang & Olufsen speaker right here in the door and the panel as well. You have an aluminum door handle, 3-person memory seating, your power mirror controls, power locks, your power windows, and your child window lock. All 4 windows are fully automatic. Your trunk release button is right here. You have a map pocket inside, as well as an area for a small cup holder. To start, the MDX does have a push button ignition, and that of course means by having the key fob in the vehicle or on you itself, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The MDX does come standard with the fully leather wrapped rack and pinion power steering wheel with aluminum finished paddle shifters on the left as well as on the right sides. You also have controls here on the left as well as on the right. Left, you're going to house your volume controls, a scroll knob, hands-free voice, a back button, a menu button, and this I believe is for your heated steering wheel. To the right, you are going to get your information scroll here, your lane departure, for collision warning, cruise control settings, and all of that stuff. This one here being the A-Spec, you do get a little A-Spec script down here to let you know what model you have. And then coming up here, we're taking a look at a fully digital instrument cluster here, which is very nice. And it's going to give you all sorts of information. So as you can see, in the middle, we're looking at your current speed, followed by an icon of the vehicle. To the left is going to show what's playing on the radio, the current time, the coolant temperature, as well as the exterior temperature, and this vehicle's odometer reading. To the right of that, we are taking a look at your trip computer information, which includes your trip A and trip B information, your distance that you've driven, average fuel economy, your fuel range, as well as the range itself to empty. As you can see, by using the little scroll thing here on the steering wheel, we can cycle through and see what's going on. So as you can see, that's your trip A and trip B information. Maintenance, tire pressure, super Allen all-wheel drive, a G meter, driver attention level monitor, seatbelt indicator, a blank screen, safety support, and your settings. We go to settings here, you have two main things. Speed and distance units, you can switch from miles per hour to kilometers an hour. And then of course you have the gauge layout, which what we're looking at right now is going to be the advanced setup. If we push crafted, we're going to go to our more traditional setup here, as you can see. Pretty nice. Now, coming over here, this is going to be the big change inside of the new MDX for 2025, and that, of course, is going to be a brand new infotainment system. This is now a touchscreen. This is also a Google-based system for 2025. Now, already I'm in love with this system because finally we have a touchscreen in the MDX. That's something that I know a lot of customers, or in this case, a lot of people have been wanting for a couple of years now. And so for 2025, Acura has finally given us this new infotainment system. So as you can see, you have your sub-menus here on the left. In this case here, we're taking a look at our audio system. You can see what's playing on the radio, the artist. Of course, you have your seat track, tune, and scan over here. Your preset stations here. You have your menu right up there. Source, which of course you have AM, FM, and Sirius XM, or excuse me, AM and FM radio. Sirius XM is not in the MDX for 2025, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And of course, you can just push or press and add different presets down here as well. So coming over here to our home page, you're going to be looking at things here. As you can see on this screen, you also have your little cards on this side. You're going to have maps, phone, FM, Play Store, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Alexa, Google Assistant, vehicle settings, general settings, profile settings, ambient lighting, Bluetooth audio, trip computer, USB, as well as AM radio, system updates, Wi-Fi hotspot, cabin talk, which is from Honda, clock, Acura Link, compass, display mode, and all apps. Now, this is going to be a comprehensive list of everything that you can enable, disable, and change depending on what settings you want on the vehicle. Now, again, this is a Google-based system, so we do have Apple Maps, Google Play Store, Google Assistant, and of course you can add any Google-related products such as YouTube and stuff like that. So let's say you want to go to our Google Maps system. It's very nice and well detailed, as you can see. You have your icons over here on the left. It includes your Google Assistant, settings, your audio for the navigation, and then this is going to be your perspective, which is pretty nice. And then up here you can search for destinations, and then you have your typical icons here for things such as gas stations, restaurants, grocery stores, and a cafe. Pretty cool to see. And you can zoom in and out through these two things down here. And then to the top right, you're going to see that little icon right here, which is going to be for your profile. Let's say we come over here and take a look at our vehicle settings. Vehicle settings is going to be a much more in-depth look at what you can check out and see. So for example, you have driver assist system setup, driving position setup, lighting setup, power tailgate setup, meter setup, keyless access setup, door setup, and individual settings, as well as maintenance information. Let's go to a driver assist system setup here. You have forward collision warning distance, adaptive cruise control, forward vehicle detection beep, road mitigation setting, lane keeping assist suspension beep, blind spot information, traffic sign recognition system display setting, traffic sign recognition system speed limit warning, and driver attention monitor. So on some of these you can enable and disable depending on which ones, depending on how your preference is going to be set up, which is pretty nice. Let's say we want to go to our power tailgate setup. You have keyless open mode. You can do it anytime, or you can change that. Power open by outer handle or hands-free access function. Pretty cool. Let's say we want to go and check out our door setup. You have things such as auto door lock, auto door unlock, walkaway auto lock, keyless lock answer back, security relock timer, and all that stuff. And let's check out our maintenance information. So it's going to show us our oil life and what the A service is, which is going to be the engine oil. So just as far as maintenance, this is a much more detailed way of seeing what you need to see when it comes on to this vehicle settings itself. So not just the maintenance, but the driver assist system setup, driving position, and all that stuff that we just went through. It's pretty unique, and I have to say a good job Acura for doing something like that. Let's say we want to go to our general settings now. You're going to have system, connections, privacy, display, sound volume, camera, voice control, security, Google, and advanced settings. Let's go to our system. You have your date and time, language, touch panel sensitivity, as well as factory data reset. Let's go to our camera. You can turn on and off the rear cross traffic monitor, and of course the rear wide camera system. And so things like that you can check out and make those adjustments to how you want them to be. And so overall it's pretty nice to see. Checking out our ambient lighting, which is pretty cool. You can change it based on the dynamic mode, so you have many different backgrounds that you can choose from. So the one that's set up in here now is the Core's mirror bow, but you can change it to, let's say we want to go to Champs-Élysées, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or let's say we want to go to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, or Route 66, or Bourbon Street. You know, stuff like that is just really cool to see. So I'm glad that Acura has stepped up their tech when it comes on to stuff like this, because that's just really cool stuff to see. And then last but not least, let's go over here. Now, Cabin Talk is not a new system, actually. If you owned a Honda Odyssey, I believe from 2017 when it got redesigned, that's when it was first introduced. And basically what that is that it can talk to the passengers in the second or third row. So if you have a large family, definitely you'll be using that quite a bit. Acura Link, of course, is going to be a part of your mobile device. You do have your display mode there, which you can dim and raise the brightness of the screen. So overall, that's a comprehensive look at the infotainment screen here in the 2025 Acura MDX. Now you do have your little cards over here, so you're going to have things such as your audio, a compass, an analog clock, which is very nice to see, and your fuel information, which is, of course, shows your average fuel economy, which this car gets better fuel economy than what we had before. Average fuel economy in this one here is 20.9. I think we weren't even getting like 17 in our last car. I think we got like around maybe 16.5, maybe 17, right around that number. But 20.9 is pretty amazing to see. And the range is also one thing that we all have liked about this car, is that when we first got the car, it had upwards of around 400 miles to empty. The last car that we had, which was a 2023 Tech, didn't even get upwards of around 300 miles. Sometimes it would, but most of the time it would be between 250 to 270. So this is a much bigger number, and I think that's just good. That just goes to show your fuel economy and all that. And then as you can see, that's for the previous drive, and then now it's just going to send you back over to your audio system. So overall, that's a look at the infotainment system in the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec. Come below that, you have your air vents, you have your dual zone climate controls. All your climate control settings are going to be down here. Basically the same setup like what's in the 23 to 24 MDXs. You have your three-stage, You have your three-stage ventilated as well as heated seats for the front and front passenger. You have front and rear defrost. You have your different modes here: fan speed, rear lock. You can control the rear AC from the front of the vehicle, which is very nice. And you do have recycling all the way over there. Coming down below that, you're going to have your 10-speed automatic transmission, which we'll go through in just a second. Your brake hold, your auto stop start system, you can turn it on or off. You still get the USB setup here, USB-C and USB. Now, another big change for 2025, you don't have that armrest thing anymore. They got rid of that. And of course, it kind of gives it a cleaner look here. You do have your wireless charging pad here, which to me works a lot better than what we had in our 2023. We do have 2 cup holders. We do have a little storage area that you can put some small stuff in. You do have your seat track here, physical volume knob here. And as you come over here to your 10-speed automatic transmission, you do get a nice backup camera with guidance lines, and they do adjust as you turn the wheel. You also get a widescreen view and a top-down view as well. Pretty cool. And then coming over here to the glove compartment, you do have a good amount of storage space in there. These are just some things that we got at the dealership when we were waiting for the car to be detailed and all that stuff, so I'll apologize for that. And then you have 2 USB ports right in there. The A-Spec, being the sporty-oriented trim level of any Acura, it's going to provide you with very nice seating and very comfortable seating at that. I do like the side bolsters here. They're a little aggressive, but they do fit you in quite well. I love the suede coming down the middle. It does add a bit of an accented, not wouldn't say an accent, but more of a unique look to the vehicle itself. You do have the red stitching coming down the sides, and of course, just the headrest too. I like how it looks, of course, and overall the seat itself is pretty comfortable and gets the job done at the end of the day. We still have our sunshade, which does fit most of the window, but we did get a replacement for it. And then coming over here to your glove box, it is dampened, it is lined with felt, and you do have a good amount of storage space inside. You do have your mirror with your garage home links right there. You do have your overhead light controls. You do have controls here for your sunroof, SOS here for your roadside assistance. This is for the controls here as far as the lighting setup for the door. You do have a sunglass holder here. You do have a visor with a little mirror with a light. And then come over here to the left. Gauge dimmer switch, safety support, traction control on or off, and then your parking sensors, followed by your electronic parking brake down there. But overall, guys, so far it has been very interesting to check out the all-new 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec. But let's go ahead and continue that right now by checking out the rest of the vehicle. Coming to the second row of the MDX, as you can see, you do have a good amount of room in here, as you can tell, and it's very spacious. Materials do follow through, as you can see here, which is very nice. The suede coming down the middle, which looks very good as well. And then you do have this very interesting setup here, which is going to be very unique. So let's just move this umbrella out the way, and you use this tab, and you have your cup holders right inside there, which is very cool, as well as some storage space. And I'll fix that at the end and put it back up. But you get the idea. You have 2 seat pockets, one here and one on that side. You do have your controls here for your air conditioning, your fan positioning here. I'm going to turn the fan speed down a little bit since it's a little high. But you guys get the idea. You have rear vents down here. You do have a power outlet down there. So there's 2 USB-C ports. This one here does have a capsule fuel filler, making it easier to fill up at the gas station. The MDX A-Spec does come with LED taillights in the back. You have your A-Spec badge here, Acura logo, MDX, and Super Handling all-wheel drive. The MDX does come standard with an automatic liftgate. Now, coming into the cargo area here, we do have a WeatherTech floor mat already inside. These are the old seat mats, which I'm going to take out. But looking at the space here, you're looking at around 48.4 cubic feet of space. If you're just taking a look at right here, which is where my hand is kind of motioning, that's going to be where the third row would be when it's up. and that would guarantee you 18 cubic feet of space. But let's say if the third wheel is actually up, you do have a few things back here that you can see. So for example, you have a cup holder there and a cup holder there, but that's pretty much about it. And then back here we do have an outlet. This of course is to activate the walk away cargo area close. So when you walk away, or as you walk away, the cargo area will, or not the cargo area, the trunk will close itself down. So we'll try that. Coming over here, we do have some space there, and we do have some space when you lift this portion up down here, and then your spare tires will be underneath that. So let's go ahead and try it. And as you can see, it will close automatically for you. You do have your rear parking sensors and your dual exhaust tips. That beeping indicates that the key has left detection of the vehicle. You do have piano black mirror covers with LED turn signals on them. Under the hood of the MDX, we are taking a look at Acura's 3.5 liter J35 Y3 coated, that's what the engine code is, V6. It produces 290 horsepower and around 267 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy for this vehicle is 19 city, 25 highway, and 21 combined. And Acura does recommend premium fuel for best performance. All right, guys, and the last thing we're going to go through is this vehicle's window sticker. As you can see, 2025 MDX Super Handling All-Wheel Drive A-Spec, Lunar Silver Metallic, ebony leather interior, and then of course you have the engine code, which I mistakenly called it the Y3. It's actually the J35 Y5. As you can see, with all Acura models, Acura does a great job with the window stickers by giving you information that comes standard for every category. And of course, this vehicle does have the technology package and the A-Spec package, as well as the Acura watch. So the tech package is going to give you your Bang & Olufsen 19-speaker premium sound system, iconic drive, ambient cabin control light, hands-free assist power tailgate, power folding side mirrors, rain-sensing wipers, second row sunshades, front and rear parking sensors, remote engine start key fob. And then we come to the A-Spec package, which includes your A-Spec exclusive styling package, leather trimmed sport seats with ultra-straight inserts, ventilated front seats, sport pedals, and LED fog lights. And then Acura watch down here is going to be your adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking for collision warning, lane departure warning, as well as lane keeping assist, traffic jam assist, auto high beams, low speed braking, as well as traffic side recognition. MSRP for this one is $61,800, and with a $1,350 destination delivery, total vehicle price comes in at $63,150. And then, as you can see, this vehicle's final assembly plant is right here in the good old USA. Well, with that said, guys, the new MDX is pretty awesome, and I'm glad to have finally done a video on our personal car here. Overall, it's been great. We've had it now for just over a week, and it's been pretty impressive to check out. So with that said, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for this walk around and tour of the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.